What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to share with you how to start an online business in 1 month from anywhere in the world, including the beach, if you so choose, and to help you get started so that you can live life on your own terms, do what you want, when you want, with who you want, and ultimately become more free. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, first, you are going to have to identify a niche. Ideally, a niche that you can help with your current skill set. So if you don't currently have a skill set, you can develop a skill set relatively quickly. A niche is going to be a common group of people who have a common problem. Ideally, this problem is going to be a need to solve, not a want to solve, which means it's like that itch on your back, right? You want to scratch it as fast as possible because you need to scratch that itch. It's not something that, oh, it would be nice to have. They are urgently trying to fix this problem. Now, I go into more detail in the free challenge linked somewhere around this video. And ultimately, you want to come up with a solution to fix the problem of your niche. Now, if you don't know the exact pains and frustrations of your niche, you're going to want to do niche research, which I cover in the free challenge. But a good way to get started is by asking them questions about whatever you think their problem is. And if you don't know what their problem is, you're going to need to do even more research. A good way to do some research is using LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, Reddit, Quora, things of that nature to figure those things out. And then once you figure out what their problem is, what you want to do is come up with a high ticket differentiated offer. Now, a high ticket differentiated offer is going to help you create your own blue ocean and a red ocean marketplace, because a red ocean is actually good because that means there is competition and money to be made. Now, what you want to do though is have this high ticket differentiated offer that's going to set you apart from your competition in this red ocean. And as it relates to high ticket, that can be anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000 plus. I would recommend getting started around $5,000, but ultimately it is up to you. And so when you are creating your offer, what you're going to want to do is use the niche research that you did previously to identify their 5 to 7 biggest problems, and you're going to want to come up with a solution to all of those problems. Once again, this is covered much more in depth in the free challenge, linked somewhere around this video. And what you're going to do is you're going to find out how to solve those problems with low capital costs to you so that you can keep high margins. Additionally, if you have any sort of hesitancy to selling high ticket, you should not have any issue with that at all. Because think about pharmaceutical companies or some major shoe retailers or clothing retailers. They create these products for a fraction of what they sell it for. In fact, you could even look at the jewelry business as well if you want to do your own research there. But ultimately, having a high ticket business helps you get the best result for your client. It helps keep them accountable, and it makes it so you can actually scale your business and hire and retain the best talent when it is time for you to scale to get the best results for your customers. And since you're able to hire and retain the best talent, you're able to focus on innovation rather than just treading water and going with the marketplace. You became the industry leader, you become the innovator, and ultimately you become the authority in your marketplace, which helps you get known, build a really big and powerful brand, and helps you create more business for yourself. So, really, having a high ticket price is ultimately the best thing for not only you, but it's also the best thing for your client as well. And by having this high ticket price, obviously, you can put more things into your offer to help your client get the desired result in the shortest amount of time. Because ultimately, your offer comes down to creating the result, getting them that result, and then getting them that result with the least amount of pain or effort on their part as possible. And so you can identify all of these things within someone's business. And a good way to do this is going to be taking your ideal client and mapping out where they are to where they want to be, and then identifying every step that they need to go through to achieve that dream result. And then you get the five biggest pain points and you come up with those solutions to create your offer. Some of those solutions are going to cost a lot of money. Some of them aren't going to cost a lot of money. You're probably going to want to take 2 to 3 of the biggest things that cost a lot of money and package that with some other things that don't cost a lot of money. And then when you're ready to scale this, you can obviously change your offer slightly, because the offer you're going to have at scale is going to be different than the offer you presently are creating. Because ultimately, right now, you need to get testimonials so that when you are ready to scale it, you're able to show your ideal client that they too can achieve this result, because you're going to want to show them that the likelihood of success with your offer is incredibly high based on these testimonials, ideally of people just like them. So you're going to want testimonials from men, from women, from different age groups, from people who are single, from people who are not single. And this is something that I actually learned from Grant Cardone. And that is why they started so many different brands essentially for his primary business. That's because they wanted to get the women. They wanted to get the married couples. They wanted to get the young audience. That's why they have all these different shows. Additionally, you'll notice that you aren't actually going to be creating anything yet, because you need to validate your niche and your offer before you spend money building out your solution and spending time building out your solution, right? Because you don't want to waste time and money on something that doesn't work. And so you want to work with capital efficiency. And how you do that is, after defining your niche and your offer and the pricing therein, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do outbound marketing to get traffic to your offer. Now, how I like to do this and how I show you to do it in the free challenge, which is once again link somewhere around this video, is through Facebook groups and using your Facebook page as a funnel to your offers. And so what this does is this lowers your risk, because ultimately you're not putting time and money into something that may or may not work. And so what you're going to do is you are going to have to put some time and effort into doing outbound marketing, because the alternative is using a bunch of money to test out something that may or may not work. So what you do is you go into these Facebook groups and you start interacting, and you don't spam friend requests and like spam DMs and things of that nature. You just be a normal person and you help people, right? And then on your Facebook page, you can do all the selling that you want. Now, I go into a lot more detail in the free challenge about this, but ultimately, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to interact in Facebook groups, and eventually, you're going to want to start posting in those Facebook groups. But first, you want to make your presence known in another way, because you don't want to just be farming these groups for clients. And here is the major tip that I wanted to give you. If you do this properly, what you can do is you can start reaching out to these great group owners and moderators for JVs, for podcasts, for interviews within that group, and that's going to give you more authority. And then you can actually sell in that group, because most people, when they bring you on to their podcast or interview, are going to allow you to do like a little brand shout out of, oh yeah, this is me, go check out my website, blah, 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 right? And so that's incredibly powerful. That's why you don't want to just join these groups and spam bait posts and spam friend requests and DMs and then have people complain about you, because ultimately your name is your brand and your name does stick with you. So you don't want to get known for doing the wrong thing. Now, you can obviously do these things on your Facebook page, your personal Facebook page. That's where you can do the selling until you reach the point where you can do things within the Facebook group that they are more likely to tolerate because you've brought in value previously. Okay? And so by going into Facebook groups and generating positive responses and giving people a positive opinion of you and showing your expertise, they're going to check out your Facebook page where you're going to have more authority posts, where you're going to have sales posts that's going to get traffic into your offer. And then that is going to fill up your sales calendar with opportunities to sell. And that is how you can validate your niche, validate your offer and pricing without having to build out whatever your solution is at first. Now, once you get a client, then you can focus on building out your assets, building out your solution, and what may have you. Because if you're showing people how to lose weight and that involves like a shopping list or recipes or personalized workout plans, you obviously don't want to use the time to that you could be using to try and get clients on creating that solution before you know anyone's even going to buy it. Which brings me to the final thing, which is obviously you have to tie this all together with a sales process. And the sales process I recommend, especially if you're just getting started, is getting people onto a sales call with you. And a simple solution for doing this is something like Calendly, where they can book a time with you, and then using like Zoom, because I do think that selling over video is superior to a standard phone call. So what happens is they book a Zoom call with you, and then you get on that Zoom call after sending them the link, and that is where you go through your sales process. As you get more people interested in your business and your services, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to increase the barrier to entry by using an application and disqualify, or like a two-step sales call where they get a call from a member of your team first who's going to quickly qualify them, and then they get to go on to a call with you or eventually a member of your sales team. Because once you've built this all out and validated your niche, your offer, and your solution by getting testimonials, then you can start to automate this business and put more of the capital into building out a team so that you can ultimately remove yourself from the business and enjoy the freedom that you have created for yourself, which is why it is key that you properly price yourself and your service. So if you want to see this process more in depth, obviously you can check out the free challenge. If not, I hope this was helpful to you. Much love, peace. I'll see you next time. Take care.